Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Virche Evermore. Maybe getting to the end of On-Call Phase Road? Who the hell knows? Because it's taken forever. Not a bad thing, but it's like every time, like, okay, we're getting close to the end. 3 hours later, no, okay, we're still not there. We just got all of Unko's backstory, basically, which, I mean, should have suspected we were going to get, like, the whole process and everything he went through. I mean, I think we suspected most of it, but still. Anyway. So now we're dying in a field. So maybe this is I don't know how they could drag this on for another couple hours, but there's always something new going on here. Anyway, it was a long journey of living through suffering. So Anka was really. Spacey, it's me, Adolphe, from a future where I've lost you. Uncle quietly nodded to himself. Uncle 3. Adolphe gained the power of immortality after undergoing numerous experiments, then traveled back in time to save the heroine from death. He planted lycrases across Arpachel and used them to develop antibodies against toxins. And began to talk about everything from when we were finally reunited. Okay, but is this real Adolphe? Because we saw that him coming. I thought real. Now are we? That's real Adolphe, or now I don't like OG one. Now we're Onko again, anyway. I was planning on telling you what the curse was and how to fight it the moment we met, Spacey. But... Uncle, was it? Let me ask you something. If I really am death, then why was I born as a human in this country? Why does my existence bring death to those around me? Can you answer that? Why, of course. That's because you possess the genes of the Lycaris. And then that... I like the fact that now we're seeing what's redacted. But they're not redacting it on Onko's side. Cool. There were 2 of us in the same timeline. Because another Adolphe existed here. My current form was unable to share any information that was unknown at the time. All I could do was have her drink the incomplete antibodies through my blood, temporarily diluting the effects of her nature. In order to break through the interference, I needed to either lead my helpless past self to the truth with her, or he would need to be killed. You literally had yourself beheaded? That's kind of fucked up. The increased number of departing souls has given me some trouble as the Watchman. If this keeps up, it will completely disrupt the balance of reincarnation. Like always, like making shit up. You're like, what does that have to do with anything? It doesn't. Cool. So, I ask my dear partner to assist in reducing the number of deaths. In other words, to save the living. Because that's basically, I mean, you kind of knew the task was to get you to investigate so you figure out the curse and you put all the pieces together, so. I wish for you to enter into a contract with me. If you're able to arrive at the truth behind the deaths, I will use my power to turn you into an ordinary human girl. He's like, I would have done that, but I did not prepare soon enough. Frustrated that I couldn't tell you the truth, I quickly decided to offer you that contract. This brought me time to strengthen my antibodies and help uncover the truth so that I could speak. By going after each incident, you would learn about the Arpachel royal family's involvement, as well as Capucine's. I thought if I could get you to learn about the toxins in the Noirge family's book, I'd be able to save you, Spacey. Yes, I had hoped so. I never expected that the mastermind behind everything would change entirely. Oh, well, that's true. Because in his version of time, but there was no mastermind, really. There was people involved, but Cyan was the one experimenting on him, so he was... It is interesting. Extending the 18-year lifespan resulted in a child who should never have been born. Liam Revepois. Ah! Interesting. That's interesting. It's not that, okay, I was like, what's so like, duh, but like, how would you have had all the same plot? Like, you didn't have really anything the same. Like, people were still involved and there was stuff, and Capucine was still working behind the scenes and whatnot. But to undermine Cyan, but this is interesting. Him changing. Adolphe being captured and all of that led to the advancement from 18 to 23 years. Dot didn't exist in the original timeline. That cursed child only existed because I extended people's lifespans by growing the lycrases. Oh no, it's because he went back in time and planted lycras. Right. Okay, still, this is all your fault! What the fuck? You know what, you can't blame Cyan for this. It's his fault that everything was ruined. Why in the world did I save him? I wonder, so are you trying to say that you saved Dalhad from being murdered by the royal family? Adolphe. The current Adolphe was at a loss for words after hearing about his tumultuous journey. Okay, so it really, I'm like, because I show right before it went to Anko telling you the backstory, OG Adolphe showed up, and then we were like, Adolphe? And it's like, yeah, Anko is Adolphe. Okay. But you could have read it as like, wait, is she talking to Adolphe or is she calling Anko Adolphe? Like if you were confused and didn't get it up to that point. But like, then he keeps talking, you're like, wait, I'm not crazy, right? OG Adolphe is really here right now, right? So he's here and he's like, wait. He's like, and they wonder why I hate it. Wait, you hated me the whole time and we're the same? It's gonna be a trip for Adolphe. I'm dying, so she probably thinks it's a fever dream, but like. And now the Adolphe in front of me. I wasn't able to save you again. So tired. He held me in his limp arms as I prepared to die. If I'm going to have to see you suffer in such agony, just so you go insane as you take your last breath, you need to protect your dignity as a human before you lose what's left of you. Spacey, please die with me. Romantic and tragic, but like, you can't die. I can't bear to live in a world without you for all of eternity. He earnestly wished for his long and cruel journey to come to an end with me. No. Hopeless against fate. So this is like the Anko ending, the tragic one? Good, thanks. I'm getting... well, this is, the ending title is Evermore End, Kiss of Eternity. Riding on the wind, Anko's wish reached Adolphe's ears. If you really are me, then I understand your despair very well. But I won't ever let you drag Spacey into your despair. Spacey's life is hers and hers alone. Yeah, but I'm dying, so... It's not our right to push our own feelings onto her. Adolphe drew his sword out with rage, to which Anko responded with intense hatred. Still idealistic, are you? It's always like that. I'll talk and no action. Whether now or in the future, you've never once done anything good for her. Like, whether now or in the future. Anko is literally like yelling at Adolphe in order to yell at himself. Like, you are so fucking useless that I can't even do anything. That's how useless you are, / me. Wow. Wow, that is some serious self-hatred, Anko. Jesus. You don't understand the weight of Spacey's life because you've never seen her die in front of you. You know how much her life... Don't understand, do you? No matter how many enemies I made, the girl I loved and swore to protect is in a dark lycra's field all alone, in solitude. Do you know what it feels like to find her cold and dead? No, of course you don't. You were only able to make it in time because I intervened. Back then she spoke my name in a frail voice. Next moment, blood poured from her neck, painting the lycrases red and giving them sustenance. Oh, she probably didn't die immediately after stabbing herself. I found her with deep scratches along her neck where she stabbed herself with a dagger. Envious of you from the bottom of my heart that you've never seen that sight with your own eyes. Adolphe suddenly went pale as he imagined the horrible scene in his mind. Still, I don't want Spacey to die. Hearing him not giving up on salvation, Anko's eyes widened to their limit, then... The blink of an eye, a huge hole opened in Adolphe's chest. Adolphe crumpled to the ground. In Unko's open hand, I saw a weapon that I had never seen before. Oh, he got guns. That's what I was wondering. Like, did he just fucking shoot Adolphe? And then I was thinking to myself, has anybody ever used a gun here before? No. Put your guard down because you thought I couldn't fight you. Why? That weapon. You never... Don't be stupid. You said it yourself, didn't you? Since the life of the girl I'm in love with was at stake, I had no other choice. Kept this ace up my sleeve to use in a situation where there was no other way. Damn it! Adolphe! Adolphe! Stop fighting with yourself! I did my best to reach out to him, but my fingers couldn't even move. And it's sad because, like, she's in love with Adolphe, but, like, not the Anko version, because, like, game I don't think is gonna let us have that, but, like, he's still Adolphe, but he's not, oh. Like, okay, so, like, you think the fan disc is gonna give us a true... Because I just don't feel like... I mean, this is a bad ending all around, but, like, in a Salvation end, you think maybe we're gonna end up... I don't think we're gonna have a throuple with Adolphe and future Adolphe / Anko. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're really gonna get the Onkalfe route where we have, like, a throuple with two versions of the same man. So, like... It's gonna be like an Adolphe ending, so, like, what happens to Anko? Like, that's not really fair. Are they gonna give him to us in the fan disc? Do we get to date any new side characters in the fan disc? Like, fan disc, they always introduce new, like, they always give you, like, a new side piece, but, like, what side piece in this could you possibly romance aside from Hugo? Like, in all seriousness, there's literally no one. Like, because, like, Jean's too in love with a dead woman. And, like, nobody wants to be Capucine's bitch, okay? And then that's basically fucking it. Because Dahat's, like, a man in a child's body, so there's all sorts of wrong there. Anyway, we'll find out in the fall. Anko lifted me up in his arms as I sank into despair and carried me slowly to Adolphe. He's like, we're all gonna die together, motherfucker. He pointed the weapon at his head. With deep sorrow, Anko spoke parting words to himself. I actually believe I finally managed to understand you. Just a little. But in the end, our paths diverged at the fork of understanding the despair that came from our own powerlessness. Grow up in an environment where you didn't know hope or despair, meaning you were even more powerless than me. Look at the contempt on his face. The way they're hating each other. Damn it! It literally just sounds like someone slammed a book on a table when they make the gunshot noise. The bullet fired and punctured Adolphe's forehead. I think he's coming back from that. He fell face down onto the ground and his body slowly crumbled into ash. No. No! His body disappeared like melting snow. So this is like the Anko ending? Kind of cruel. My consciousness faded from the unbearable heartache. Even until the very end, I was unable to fight the pain surging through my body to call Adolphe by name.
You gonna light us on fire? Oh, okay. Again? Again? Again with the burning of the flower and the... Okay. It's just a little traumatic is all I'm saying. Fake Spacey. I guess it's probably the only way Anko can die. The person I longed for wasn't in front of me, as he passed away long ago. Instead, the one who responded to me was the other Adolphe, who had turned into an immortal being that survived time itself. He held me in his arms. Okay, well, if this is called Kiss of Eternity, do we at least get a kiss CG with Anko? Because, like, I'll take it. Tragic end and all. He then quietly walked toward the field of Lycoris noirs that burned in crimson flames. Almost. It's almost over. Our end. You keep saying that? Well, you don't keep saying that, but I keep expecting that and it never ends. It's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying. And die from normal injuries, but once all the Lycorises are burned, they release enough toxins into the air that will overwhelm my antibodies. I'm sure it will be enough to kill the dead monster. So he was saying he was going to die with me? But can't. The toxins released into the air, it will spread all over the country, killing everyone. You forgot what Dahud did, didn't you? It's a country like this. Also, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Dahud killed a majority of people, and the sad part about this is, like, I'm with Anko on the, like, fuck everyone, but also, wait, but our friends. But it's tragically romantic, I guess, in a very fucked up way. Huh? He held me even more strongly. If you hadn't been born in this country, you could have lived a life of happiness like any other. I will never forgive this country for destroying your happiness, or Dahud for becoming king. With that said, Anko took out a vial from his pocket, containing a strange colored liquid. He took out the matches I gave him before and tossed it with the vial behind his back. Stop it, bird! Simmer down! 7 years ago, the same fire that burned Eve's face was now spreading rapidly across the Lycoris field. The toxins in the air increased, and a more intense pain began to surge through my body. Sorry. It's hurt a lot. But your current contamination should end quickly. Under normal circumstances, burning the field of flowers should bring out the toxins. The wood should be more than enough, but as you know, matches are highly combustible. Combined with the medicine I used to start the fire, will burn us to death much faster than your cells can be contaminated. Painful either way. Anko then looked at the black field of flowers that were supposed to be proof of his friendship with a dear friend, and he began to walk, burning the fields along the way. Toxins spread across the land, heralding the destruction of Arpachel. Again, I'm pretty sure Dahud pushed the button and destroyed everything. Well, like, blew up everything. And, like, they said he used the eye thing to do it, so it's like I feel like half the country's dead anyway, so, like, whatever. They just forget that? Am I supposed... whatever. Finally, the Watchman of Death had become death incarnate. This is the last one. Burning this field of Lycoris noirs will bring us to our end. This place... we'll be able to see the ocean well from here. Ah, perfect. This is where we'll both die, Spacey. Where I was born, and I died the first time, and you killed Adolphe, so, I mean, makes sense. I could hear the sound of screaming in the distance. I tried to tell him to stop, but my voice failed me as smoke began to burn my throat. He was right. See? Suffering from the smoke is much faster than the agonizing cell mutation. I couldn't deny that. Besides, I couldn't bear to live through the pain and suffering of a world where Adolphe didn't exist. And it's kind of like, we gotta take second Adolphe, and he's like, you know, I don't like being second to that bastard. Bird, you're killing me here. I need you to simmer the hell down. He's trying to simmer down, but he's also, like, jammed in my face, so every time I'm, like, moving my mouth, like, I'm smacking into him, and it's like, it might not bother him, but it bothers me. Like, I'm like, it's bothering me just, like, rubbing against your body every time I try to move my chin. I don't know why it is. You're just bugging me today. I love you. I do. I love you. But, like, normally you just sit there and I don't even notice you're there. But, like, for some reason today, you're just all up in my shit and I can't talk and you're almost in my mouth. And then you're trying to bite my headset. You're being very feisty. Don't make me pick you up and throw you downstairs. Don't make me do it. Anyway. Therefore, as he desired, Adolphe and Unco, this place where I made dear memories of those two who were precious to me. Better give me a kissy G at the end, motherfucker. As Unco, that's fine. Like, listen. It says kiss of eternity! And also, seriously, we're like at the end, but then we gotta go back and then we gotta drag the death back. Like, we've had enough tragedy, is all I'm saying. Not that this game gets any less tragic. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at his sad face, though. This is more the Anko end, I guess. Ah, I wonder it's quiet. All this smoke will make you unconscious before dying from the flames. Dragged you with me all the way here. Sorry for tiring you out like this. Gently spoke to Spacey, who had already lost consciousness. Crimson spread across the field, and the end of this country became a reality in front of my eyes. I gotta be honest, though. I mean, he looks beautiful in this one, but like, I gotta be honest, like him, like lighting this whole killing destroying an entire country. Duh was gonna do it for his mom, and then Adolphe one fucking upped him and burned the motherfucking place down. So like, what? I feel like there's not much to destroy because I feel like Duh had used the I move to press the button to like destroy everything because he was like, yeah, you let her out, and then he was like, ha ha ha, fooled you fuckers. So I feel like he destroyed everything. So I don't know how we got here, and I don't know. I'm sure not everything blew up because like you can't run a country if you blew up the whole entire thing. But I think a lot of people are already dead anyway. So Uncolfe is just finishing the job basically. This inferno of crimson wasn't what I wanted her to see. I wanted to show Spacey Arpachel with the curse gone, and the lycras blooming beautifully in white and red. Well, we gotta get tragic endings first. But a pathetic man like me was unable to fulfill a simple wish like that. Say, Spacey, why such a useless man like Dolphe was allowed to be by your side? If the man you were destined for was Eve, maybe you would have given each other the courage to stand up against your nicknamed death. No, we also died in this field in flames. Kind of funny, to be fair. That uncle's like, maybe you were supposed to be with Eve, and it's like, same ending. Sure, he would have led you to hope with an unwavering heart, no matter how much despair you faced. I tell you now, I actually wanted you to choose Eve in the end. Thought he would be able to succeed in saving you when I couldn't. You instead chose Mathis with his imagination. You might have been able to see the limitless possibilities in front of you. Maybe you could have walked a completely different path into another future. Based on the bad ending, yes. I can't say I'd recommend Lucas, who was Boro, or that despicable Cyan Brophis, but this despicable Cyan Brophis is my favorite. I'm sure either one would have been able to do more for you. They both had unrivaled strength and a determination that kept them from losing sight of what was important to them. While they may both be villains, they each had an unshakable ego and a will of steel to make their dreams a reality. I love the fact that Anko, all the shit he's been through, hating Cyan makes absolute sense, but he hates himself more than he hates Cyan, and that is just... it's so fucking real sometimes. Sometimes you hate yourself instead of, like, the people you should. Like, it's not your fault you couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you did everything, and, like, you're still just mad at your past self. That, like, can't change the past. Can't change the person you were in the past, you know what I mean? Uncle proved that you can change the past, but you can't change technically did change Adolphe. But, like, you're still holding a grudge against the person you were because, you know, like, your current failures, you're still blaming your past self. And it's like, there is so much to unpack there, and it's so deep and poignant. The fact that you hate yourself more than Cyan is just impressive, basically.
Every last one of them. It was only Adolphe and nothing more. Normal human who couldn't give you anything.
Oh, stop it.
Finally, I finally found something that only I could do for you. I've seen you die a lonely death as Anko. So spacey. Suffer to the point of seeking death. I can fulfill your wish without hesitation. Never, never let you die alone again. Always be by your side. I know my role isn't anything to be proud of, but I, as Anko, offer you love that can't be found anywhere in this world. Brushed her ash-covered cheek, but I could see her pale skin bleeding with lycrases and...
Oh, there's our fucking kiss of eternity. Oh. Even those eyes closed, it still looks sad.
Trembling lips, I gave her a gentle kiss. This is my second kiss with you.
Sure. Oh. 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 I love that it's the exact same, like the way the pose, everything is exactly the same, just obviously he's different. Like he kissed her when we were dead. No. Oh, stop it, it hurts.
Right, Spacey. This kiss I give you a vow of eternal death. Let us face it together. End my eternal life and journey. Born again many times into despair. With this, end your horrible fate. Finally reap your life as death once and for all.
Well, motherfuck. Hold on, I gotta turn the fucking sound off because I don't think we can. Oops. Okay. Can we skip? Is this the one where we can? But like, yes, we can. Okay. I was like, I know the end credits are. Oh, stop it! That hurt so bad. Hold on. Sorry. I know that like it's technically different because they show like clips of the CGs and stuff like that, but like, you know. Well, fuck. But now they do have different. So we got a lot of. I know that technically we should go through all of them. Yes, yeah, hold on. It's going to be very confusing which ones. Okay, so we're missing the last 3 and then we're missing the last couple on Ongo. Okay. It's funny because they say like new. Whoops. Here's me like trying to hit the wrong button. X is on the top, stupid. Oh, I love when games are like this and I can click the A button and it doesn't go back. That's the way it should be done. I will bitch about that for eternity. No. I do like the fact that even in the thing, I like that they put this under Adolphe, even though it's shows up as like the version that you don't get it until that last kiss CG with Ongo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. This was fucking tragic as shit. But I mean, we got all the mystery out. And to be fair, like, holy fucking shit. I did not expect Dalit to be the evil. And like, I do like the fact though that at least they kind of fixed it and they were like, well, I think their explanation could have used better, like with the 18 years, explaining that, because maybe they did that in the common route in the very beginning. We're like, oh, it used to be 18 years and now we increased it to 23. Where then it would have made sense, but it's been so long that like if they're gonna refresh stuff for us here, they should have been like, you know, the original timeline of 18 years, blah blah blah, like, you know, or I lived longer than the 18 years that was common at that time, or whatever, and you're like, huh, okay. And then, you know, like, because he went back and planted the flowers, he increased it to 23. Because that's the only reason we lived. We never ever knew there was a point where they lived 23 years. I mean, 18 years. That's not in the history that we lived through. So it would have been a little better to explain that a little better, but minor nitpick, just me not understand. I mean, oh, them hating themselves, you know, but, oh, it's just so sad, but goddamn tragicans. Okay, so, I mean, we've got a lot of bad ends to get through for Adolphe and Anko, which obviously we'll do in the next part. We're not done getting through the CGs, because we're going to be here for the rest of eternity, because his little embarrassed face when he told us he loved us. So cute. So, I guess I'm not sure if we should... What? What? Huh? I just like doing that. That's fun. Like, oh yeah, no, the Dahad thing. Like, okay, that's where I was going with that. I got distracted. But I like that they kind of went back. Like, Anko couldn't say, like, oh my god, wait a minute, and even hint at that, because in his mind, Dahad didn't exist. So, Dahad being there, whatever, and he's like, oh, okay. It's just another person that he never met, never thought anything of it. You know what I mean? And, like, this one's pretty, though. Like, it's so, like, we're in this neon, but, like, the lighting effects are so fucking good in these CGs. Like, it really feels like there's a light glowing behind her. You know what I mean? Like, and we're back. Okay. What's in the more? We can look at the, well, we can, oh, well, that was from Eve's route. Do we need, no, we don't. No, we don't. But these ones came up in our route. It's just fun. God. And then others stabbing it. Alright. Oh. He's so lovely here, and you're like, oh, look, he saved us, and not realizing, like, the trauma that he's been. I mean, aw. Again, it's so pretty. Like the lighting effects, but I mean, I guess even if Liam existed in his world, it wouldn't have mattered, because he would have been like, you know what I mean? Even if he had been born, like, it's not like he would have known that Liam and Dahut were the same person. Well, maybe. I mean, maybe. You know what I mean? Because everything he dealt with was different. That's why he hates Cyan, because Cyan was the one that experimented on him, but Cyan didn't have anything to do with half of the shit that was going on behind the scenes. You know? Oh. So lovely. Oh. Don't you just want to take his hand? No, not really. He was like, don't you want to just take his hand and leap right into, not this game, nuh-uh. Into some other, anywhere else but here. This is not the world I want to live in. It's like when they ask, like, you know, like, would you survive for, like, a year or 10 days? I wouldn't survive 5 fucking minutes in this game, okay? Actually, that's not true. I would, because I wasn't born there. I would be a lab rat, because I definitely do not look 23 years old. So they'd be like, wait, Grandma! What the fuck? I'd have to be hiding in a fucking cave in the fucking forest. Like, yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I wouldn't last 5 fucking minutes. I do, though, I think, like, that they made Anko hate himself and, like, rile up past Adolphe. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice touch. Instead of being like, nope, I'm just gonna not say anything. He was like, you suck! Just his self-hatred, taking it out on his past self. It's beautiful. Yeah, that is such an Adolphe. I like what they did with this one. They were like, let's actually make him look 100% like Adolphe in a fucking Anko wig. Like, Adolphe is cosplaying Anko right now. That's what it is. You know? And we're gonna die. And the lighting, like the moon through the trees. Oh. I like when they do things like this with the CGs, like the time. Like, you see this, it's this beautiful bright land, and then he's like, put all the flowers, but it's sunset, but everything's tainted red, because, you know what I mean? Like, just nice. This one's pretty. Again, it's the, like, you see Adolphe and Anko right here in this one CG. And of course, like, they were like, let's give him the longest motherfucking eyelashes ever. They always do it to all our boys. Always have long, gorgeous eyelashes, and I'm jealous. They know what we want. Oh. Beautiful, sad face. It's not the kiss that we want, but it's still beautiful. And that's it. I feel like, you know, because we got the ending kind of with Anko, we should leave Anko as the end CG for this one. So we have, in the next part, we have a dead end 1, a despair end, a dead end 2, and, oh, we get to create a new save file, and then another despair end, and then we get our salvation end. Oh! You can now play all the salvation ends for the rest of the... Oh, you have to play their salvation. Okay. I knew you had to get through this route, but I didn't know, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, do we go through... do all their their bad ends like we normally do, and then start and do Mathis's salvation and whatever, and then end here with their salvation end. But it sounds like we can't do that, so we will probably have technically, I'm actually curious about that, because I thought you just had to play this one before you can open a salvation end. Let's see. Keep in mind, play all the despair ends before you can go to the salvation ends. Completing Act 3, clear all the despair ends. Unless you clear all the bad endings. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. So to me, it seems like you'd think you'd be able to do it, but it does actually, like in Otome Kitten's Guide, it's like you can now play all the salvation ends for the rest of the routes. So I guess we'll do it kind of out of order. We'll do all their bad endings like we normally would do. And instead of going through, looping back and starting the salvation ends, Mathis, etc., we'll do the Onculfe salvation end, and then we'll go back. But then I don't know how long those are going to take, but I would do at least one part for each person. They deserve their one part. They might be shorter parts, though. You know what I mean? But at this point in the game, we might be putting these up daily, because depending on the outcome of the video I posted not too long ago for me recording, but a long ago for now, because like normally this schedule would not be until July, but I think we're going to start pushing things up daily, so this might be June again. I don't know, but yeah, so they deserve their own. We're not going to put them all together, so those might be shorter parts. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but anyway, next part, all of On Call Faye's other tragic bad ends. Not the Salvation one, that one will be in its own. Okay, so anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.